Welcome everybody to a new series. I'm going to be playing Firewatch. I've had a quick look around. It's a game that's recently come out, I think a couple of days ago. It seems like a bit of a storytelling game. I thought at first it might be like a survival game, but I guess because I've, as some people keep saying, I've got kind of a soft voice. I'm not so sure myself, but I guess it kind of lends itself to a game like this where there's a bit of story going on. So I thought I'd give it a try and see what you guys think. So we'll jump into a new game and just drop me a comment or a like or a dislike if you really if you really don't like it. Just let me know what you're thinking. Sounds like we're in a wine bar or something. Panic Inc. I'm sure it's not a survival or a jump scare game, but you never know. 1975. In the past a little bit, I guess. You see Julia. Well, that music. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You are drunk. Yep, that's probably about right. I probably would be. We'll go with the old, you're pretty. You're pretty, she says, coolly. You are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply, confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. That's kind of funny and kind of cute. She flags down the waiter, and 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Okay. I guess we've gone 1 week further. Use objects, left click. Okay. I'm assuming that's mine. Pinching somebody's bag. You know, it's kind of like a stylized art, I guess. It's not exactly looking like real world, but I kind of like it. I assume we're supposed to go to the vehicle. Yep. Is that load gear? Nice. The music is quite nice in this game. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. Well, I don't think you're in love if your woman doesn't drive you crazy. In a good way and in a negative way, I suppose. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. Oh, click. That's a good thing to remember, is when it's orange you have to click it. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad can happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. The soft and sensitive side of me kind of says this, but then the idea of protecting her, yeah, we'll go with mayhem. What's the worst that can happen? Mayhem's an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julia loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, child and pet all rolled into one. 1979. You talk out on the deck, no doubt drinking of course. It's summer, 9:30 p.m. and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Oh, that's a loaded question. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have some, a couple of little idiots. Okay, we'll go with, yeah. In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I would like that, you say. These kids are going to be screwed up enough. It's probably for the best that their parents are hitched. Now, this is really well written. I almost feel like I'm playing a rom-com. Oh, Do you know what? I'm trying to think. There's a game I played a long time ago. Obviously, the graphics are a little bit more improved, but it's a little bit like Broken Sword. I mean, I know that was kind of a side-scroller, but it kind of feels more like a 3D modern version of that. I'm guessing I've got my bag if I need it. Put on, hold E. Yeah, just pick up a random hat off the ground and put it on your head. You know, why not? So where are we? Thoroughfare Trailhead. You're in their country, learn to live with bears. No fireworks? Not very inexperienced hikers. Well, I'm inexperienced, I don't walk, so this should be interesting. Although, technically I suppose I'm not, but... yeah, let's go for it. I mean, even the ambience for the birds, and the music, just really feels kind of... It draws you in, I guess. 1980. It's a Thursday night, and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I would be the same. She walks in after you've gone to bed. Oh dear, this isn't going to go well. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been... Clearly? What on earth? Turning into Chinese. Clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. I'm guessing that's not in a fun way either. You get mad or you ignore her. I guess this is more me. I don't like confrontation. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. Oh man, that would just annoy me even more. Yeah, exactly. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. That would be tea, of course. English breakfast tea, that is. 1981. Oh, the year I was born. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you grow. Do you know what? This is kind of weird, and I'll continue reading in a minute. I tend not to actually read out loud, and I don't read a lot, so my brain just kind of skips ahead or makes words up as I go, so I'm really going to have to kind of stop and take my time, I guess. She draws you. You pose and flex like He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Now, as much as I'd like to admit I was butch when I'm not, this is more me because I'm just an imbecile. I can't help it. Julia was right. You are very pretty. Oh, this is brilliant. Nice. It is. It's very much like Broken Sword, but say more modern. This is really, really nice. I'll tell you something. These indie games are just the way forward. Don't get me wrong. There's some of the big AAA companies do bring out some really nice games, but I find them very few and far between these days. Two Forks fire lookout. 8 more miles. Oh my goodness. My poor feet. Spacebar to climb. Okay. (1982). During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Mayhem at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Mayhem runs away. Oh my goodness. Moo, fuck. Oh, sorry, I don't like to swear on my channel. Sorry, I just read that out loud. I won't do that again. Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. You scare him away. You beat his goddamn face in. Again, I'm not the He-Man, so I'd probably try and intimidate them. I mean, if I had to, I would, but I think I'd go for the more passive-aggressive approach. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun. Ooh, ladies. And threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. Yeah, indeed. He runs away. Julia asks you to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't want to go that way either. Pussy, isn't he? From then on, you walk by the river. 1984. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Such is life, I guess. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Convince her not to take the job. Agree if she commutes back and forth. Oh my goodness. There should be a third option there. Like say you'd move. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say this, but I'd like to think that I would go there sometime. You ask her if she commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants, which is exactly my point. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. I don't know how long a semester is, but I'm going to assume it's a fair few months. 1985. Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. Okay, she lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. That's a typical woman thing, right? She was found crying in a stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it. What kind of horrible person would do that? I'm not the most sympathetic person, but there's a time and a place where you really kind of can't ignore a situation. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Yeah, this is never a good way to go, is it really? Journal. So I'm guessing this is my journal. Oh! Oh my goodness, what did I just say? That's not far from the truth, actually. No, I'm joking. Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends, and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to the university. Sounds good, doesn't it? 1987. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in a shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. Oh dear, this is not good, is it? Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Alright, so we've still not had kids. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes she goes into a panic believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family. They are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten up the day. She gets worse. This is really sad. This is why I don't read, I'd get emotional. 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. I couldn't turn my back on someone I loved. I say loved, you're still alive, but I'd have to do whatever I could to look after them. I kind of like the way this is going. It's telling a story while I feel like this is the future, maybe, and it's kind of his life is playing over his mind as he goes for a walk. Just can't help but think a zombie's going to jump out or something ridiculous. It is really peaceful. Is that a deer? Can I sneak? I guess not. Oh dear. Please don't run at me. What? What the way that turned round then? It's like, bye. It is impossibly hard. Oh dear. I'm sorry. I saw an innuendo there. This is a serious story now. I shouldn't be reading it that way. The worst is when you get mad at her. Like when she tries to cook her own food. Oh man. I would do that with most women that can't cook these days. Most people can't cook. Even I can't cook that well, I guess, but yeah. You can't do anything without her, and she can't do anything without you. Oh my goodness. That is just so, oh my goodness. I don't want to call it tragic, but when she goes to sleep, you stay up for a few hours, drinking on the deck, watching baseball in the summer, college basketball in the winter, drinking then too. You know, I'm going to turn into an alcoholic, aren't I? You start going out after you put her to bed. The first time you do it, you worry about her getting up and walking around while you're gone. You put a chair in front of the bedroom door. Holy good God, no. Yeah, I mean, I'd be worried she'd get out, but then again, maybe you shouldn't go out drinking. But you need your downtime, I suppose. You go to the same bar at the boring end of Pearl Street. It's nice there. Over time, you tell Sheila, the bartender, everything. There's a huge weight off. You're home and in bed by 1 AM a couple nights a week. You look forward to those nights. 1989. One night you are stopped at a DUI checkpoint. You blow a .10 and are taken to jail for the night. You consider trying to hide it, but you tell your sister-in-law, Susan. Julie's parents take the next plane from Australia. They can't believe the state your house is in. Then they tell you Julia is coming to live with them. You don't argue. You say you'll visit soon. A few weeks go by. Summer is coming, and you see an ad in the paper for a job. It's a tragic story. You take it. Hey. Guessing this is our destination. The music is just brilliant. I'm loving it. It's just so subtle, but it sets such an atmosphere. What a view. This is definitely like stylized, isn't it? Just like a cabin in the woods, though. I can't help but think something bad's gonna happen. Turn on the power. I'm guessing that's the flashing light. Nice, at home. We've got everything.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Hello?
Two Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower. Come in.
Nice. Walkie-talkie. Hold shift to activate the radio. That's a mouse wheel, okay?
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Oh,
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
so shift. You've killed 3 ex-husbands. You're rebelling against Mum. Nobody back home can stand you. Is there any other options? No. Yes.
Okay, you've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow and you're just out here until the heat dies down and then you'll kill again.
Love it.
Ooh, very good. Bravo, Henry.
Okay, I sleep now?
Not quite. Now you.
Okay, good night, bye.
See,
Brilliant.
I don't know anything about you, but maybe you just really like trees. Maybe it's a borderline fetish. A tree fetish.
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to the job.
I really like Delilah. Day 1. Oh man, how retro is that?
Morning,
Typewriter.
Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
What? How on earth can she see me? Where's the camera? Pervert.
Hey, sorry. Guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, 14 hours of sleep? Whew.
Yeah, Jesus. I guess it's what, 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry
I
about it.
can't
That
really see
hike
it,
puts
that's a
everyone
shame.
out of commission for a day or two.
I look terrible
But
though.
now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job.
Put it down.
There's a thing in the middle of your room with a round map on it. Do you see it?
Oh, wow, that's it. Just launch it on the floor. You know, something that's, I would guess, important. Oh my god.
It's right in the middle of your room.
Hold left shift to talk about targeted objects.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
You use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
What the?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
What
God,
the
language,
god?
lady.
Out your west-facing window. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are those
Use
fucking
N for the compass.
fireworks?
Well, I think I already saw it. Yeah, they are. Oh, don't know what that was. I hit tab.
Whoa, that's not legal, right?
No. You need to get down there right now and stop them. Fire danger is through the fucking roof.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. Look, the closest ranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
Like, kick the shit out of him sort of straight?
No. Jesus, no.
What? I'm not
Oh,
a
this is
cop. It's
brilliant.
not like I've got a rule book over here.
Just make sure they don't do it again. Take their shit.
All right, fine.
Don't feed anyone a knuckle sandwich.
This is absolutely brilliant.
Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right. There should be one in the supply box on the way. The code is 1234. It's actually that for all of them.
Well, that's smart. yeah.
Smart.
Shut up.
Wow, I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, I think that's a good kind of point to leave it. I don't want to play for an hour and necessarily bore the death out of people if you don't like it. But if you do, we'll get on to part 2 and we'll go and find out who's causing the mayhem over there. So leave a comment if you want to see more. So until next time, as always, take care.